November 6, 2020, right after releasing his album Welcome to the O, King Von felt like rewarding himself, so he went to the club. But something happened that night. King Von getting ready to go in the club, but as he was walking in there, he seen a rapper he was beefing with for a while, Quando Rondo. Von was out bad timing, ran up on his car, but before he could swing, Von's security pulled him away and drove off. For the next week, all the media pages was covering, and everybody was talking about how they almost fought. And they even released the security footage. But you know how niggas get. They get on social media, both trying to defend themselves, making the whole situation worse. Past the beef, 2020 was the year of deluxe albums. And you know Von just dropped. So early in December, he dropped Welcome to the O Deluxe. And the rest of that year went by no problems. But 2021 was gonna be a problem. So leading up to Von's death, he had all these cases going on, and they was inevitably gonna come back. And we gotta go all the way back to 2019 for this one. Back to the case that almost ruined his and Durk's life. Sometime in 2019, Durk and Von was out at a restaurant, and Durk and some nigga got into an argument. And you know how it go. It turned into more than just an argument, and Durk and Von allegedly let shots go. But later on, the world will find out it was more than just an argument. It was found out that Von and Durk allegedly knew the man they argued with had $30K cash on, and they wanted to, and allegedly did rob him, which was really what happened during that situation. But after everybody found out what happened, that was really just the end, or that was what we thought. Just a few months after it happened, Durk and Von was on tour, and in the middle of the tour, Durk found out he had a warrant for his arrest in Atlanta, and he turned himself in, recorded a single, and dropped it all in the same day. But this case was different for Von. In 2022, that whole case got dropped on Durk because of the lack of evidence, and really due to the fact Von died. But if Von was alive, there was a chance he would have got hit with attempted, and that case could have turned out completely different for Durk as well. But it don't even stop there. They got cases on Von from all the way back in 2011. And if Von was still alive today, they most likely would have put them bodies on. One of the bodies was basically Von arch nemesis. They had some crazy beef, and the person Von had problems with was a woman named K.I. Basically a hitman. She was really the rat demon. Folks was afraid of her during her come up. She used to be around Tuka. She used to be around all the Von wasn't cool with. Basically his #1 op at the time. And that's where Von started to come into play. As K.I. was taking out all these O-Block dudes, it caught the attention of Von. Him and K.I.'s relationship was weird though. It wasn't really normal. It wasn't the kind of relationship you expect somebody to have with somebody they hate. They used to low-key flirt with each other on Twitter and had like this weird level of respect toward each other. Not like they was cool, but they just had some street respect. And even with Von liking her, flirting with her all the time, they was still ops. And one day, Von ran down on her in a train, allegedly. And he got on Twitter talking about it, talking about how he beat her in the train, and basically was just talking down. And even though they was constantly going back and forth with each other on Twitter, nothing happened for a long time until April 11th, 2014. K.I. and the FBG member was walking somewhere, and K.I. moving sloppy, posted her low on Facebook, and all these O-Block was ready and pulled up on her and let shots go. The FBG member escaped, but K.I. couldn't. She died at the scene, and for a long time the world ain't really know what happened or who killed her, but the streets knew it had something to do with Von, but 12 couldn't really put anything on Von, so they just let it sit for years, until recently when some documents came out stating Von did in fact play a major role in her and was basically the #1 suspect. But the crimes he was facing don't even stop there. August 4th of 2020, just a few months before King Von passed away, a long-term rival of King Von, FBG Duck, was shot in broad daylight.
5 people are now charged with the deadly and brazen Gold Coast shooting of rapper FBG Duck.
When he was killed, the Chicago scene was going crazy. Everybody was wondering who did it, and everybody had their thoughts about what really happened. But right after he got killed, Von went and bought all the O-Block chains, which is very important. I want you to keep this in mind. Duck's case went quiet till just a few days ago, where the FBI released some info about it. An unnamed witness spoke out about King Von and said he allegedly offered $50K to anyone who killed Duck. But after a while, it was just sitting there. Nobody took up the offer. So Von realized he had to double. He upped it to 100 racks, and that's when somebody jumped on it and did. And I'm gonna read you the document the FBI released. Blank ordered a $50,000 reward to anyone who FBG Duck. Blank purchased custom-made necklaces for O-Block GDs responsible for the murder of FBG Duck. And as you can see in the writing, they talking about King Von. Von got O-Block chains right after Duck died, basically celebrating his death, which really means if Von was still alive today, he probably would have got hit with like 4 or 5 different charges, and most definitely would have been in prison for life for basically everything he did. Von was a crazy nigga. Like academics be saying, academics be calling Von a serial killer, and I'm not gonna lie, I do agree with it. Von did kill a lot of niggas. Regardless, we would have lost Von either way, dead or alive.